We do have one episode of Andor. Episode 9. Felicity, you got the chance to watch it?
I did get the chance to watch it, and I'm going to let you talk about your feelings about it first.
But yeah, I think that we're gonna differ on this one. But I enjoyed it quite a bit. And these are definitely this episode in the past few weeks have been establishing what's happening, where the characters are, and where the world's at. But I kind of love it because I love this world and I love these characters. But as I was watching it, I was like, oh, there's not a lot of action, not a lot of things happening. It's a lot of like conversations and behind the scenes, which I enjoy, but I can see how other people aren't. But yeah, we're getting to know like more about this world. We're getting to see more Star Wars than we have in a long time. How hard the rebellion is fought and how secretive that they've had to be and how awful and ruthless the Empire is. So it's expanding the universe in a way that I'm loving. So that's where I'm at. Felicity, I'm thinking you probably differ on this.
Well, this is what I'll say is I this episode probably more than any uh episode has me kind of mourning the potential that this show had to bring, a ton more people in. Yeah, there wasn't a ton of actual like action, but there was some okay stuff in it. Like at the beginning, when we saw Dedra, I guess is what her name
Yeah.
is. Uh, Dedra Nero, the ISB agent. She and the interrogator came off actually as very menacing. And a lot of us have been wanting to see that, for the empire. A lot of us have been upset because it seems like they were more like the Scooby-Doo type villains at times in some of the content that's being presented, but there was some genuine menace to her discussion with Bix, and then the interrogator revealing what he's actually using to interrogate people with. So that showed some great potential, as far as I'm concerned, to where the show should have maybe gone, but then it kind of falls off for me. The whole prison thing. Look, I gotta be honest. I can't say that I feel like the reveal that basically you're in prison for life is that earth shattering in this world. I don't feel like it was. Some people may feel like it was. But, that being said, where is the stakes here? Okay. Because we're not worried about good old Andor. We know Andor is going to get out of this situation. The poor old
Andy
man.
Circus. That's the stakes.
Oh, please. Andy Serkis is the director. Do you think that we're going to see a whole lot more of him in this world? He's probably going to be one of the first to die. So you know, it's a little intriguing, but not really. And then my two big pet peeves with the episode. Mon Mothma. They obviously reveal that the Vel that we knew from Aldani, um, is her Vel is her cousin in real life, or in the show anyway. but but we also get a scene which really bothered me, as far as what they're I'm not sure what they're trying to do with Mon Mothma, because when your child says to you, oh, dad lets me do anything that I want, there needs to be a follow-up conversation with that. Okay? You don't just let that hang in the air and go on with your fucking day. I Mon Mothma. up until this show has been kind of held up as like an ideal, for the rebellion slash resistance, whatever you're wanting to call it. But in this show, she looks like a shitty mother, like a real shitty mother. Like, are
She's
you
focused on
really?
other things.
Okay, but
But
this is
you're
my
right.
thing though. Okay, I understand you wanting to be self righteous and saying we need to help save people. We need to offer an alternative to the empire. But what is your alternative? Your alternative is, well, we're going to fight for what we think is right, but isn't your family supposed to be something that you're fighting for? She doesn't fight for her family at all. I can understand the dynamic between her and the husband. It seems like that's a long dead relationship, but
Mhm.
when your child says to you that your husband or wife lets you do whatever you want, you do not just let that go. Okay? That ain't happening. Okay?
I've been hearing people say, maybe speculate, that the daughter might actually be spying on Mon Mothma.
How
What
old
do
is
you
that
think about
daughter?
that?
She could be, but I mean, obviously there was, look at the moments. There's a bunch of moments in this show that they've shown us where she had opportunities to actually try to be a real parent to this child. But she hasn't taken up any of those moments. She just, like, she's so focused on trying to get this money laundered for the rebellion. It's just odd to me that she looks like this shrew. Yeah, it's easy to write off the whole, oh, well, the husband's terrible, the daughter's terrible, but what else has she done? She hasn't done anything. She's barely fucking, she's almost like fucking Luthen, who's actually the most interesting character. Didn't show up in this episode.
No.
But like she shut up in her little apartment, or she's in the Senate, and it's just like, what am I supposed to be getting out of her character? I don't get it. And if people are enjoying this, fine, but I I feel like there was a lot of potential with this show, but they're not getting there. And let me finish off with my other problem with this episode, because Mr. Cyril Karn,
Mhm.
um fucking stalker.
Yeah.
Really? So we already knew he was a fucking incel, but now he's a stalker. So okay, fine. But you just show this woman, you know, have this menace, you know, in dealing with Bix when she's trying to get information out of her. But this fucking dude who she doesn't know from anywhere comes up to her and she acts like she's fucking scared. Why are you fucking scared? You're an ISB. Just shoot the motherfucker. I don't know. I don't get it. I do not get it. So yeah, and actually, I didn't think that I I might be coming off as if I actually hated this. I don't hate the show, but I feel like there's so much wasted opportunity with it. Um, and let me click back on this with Carl. He says, "Why do you have to tear down Mon? It's not me. The show is tearing down Mon."
I don't know. I've
In my
enjoyed her
opinion.
character. So I disagree with you on that. When she was standing at the Senate, I thought that like all of her speeches have been really cool, and they're definitely still building up to something, but it's showing that not everything can be perfect. She's really trying to fight for the cause that she believes in, but at
But
the
what is she?
expense of basically
I gotta,
everything
I gotta
else.
push back on that, Abby. What does she believe in?
Yeah.
If she's not fighting for her fucking family, what do you believe in? I don't get it. Even in real life, when you have these situations where you have a an entity that's supposedly evil, in order to fight back, you can't just it's just not fire against fire. You have to have higher principles, and I think for most people a part of that is family. But she obviously doesn't give a shit about her family. I don't get it. don't get it.
Yeah. I don't know. I understand with the husband and all that thing, but you're right about the daughter. I think there's something fishy going on there because they've set up quite a few times that like they are not even friends really. Like they don't have much of a relationship. And the daughter's like I would say that she's a bratty teenager, but she has reason to be. Like she's very much neglected from her mother. So it's a weird dynamic that I'm interested to see how they if they touch back on that because they've shown a lot of it, but yeah, you're right. It is weird, but I still think that she's a cool character.
Fair enough. I don't have anything else on the show. I really do mourn the fact that I think that there was so much potential with this show. And it's episode 9 and I'm still like, what is this? It feels, I don't know. It just feels dead to me.
Really?
I don't think that there's anything in these next 3 episodes that's gonna, get me back on track. And they didn't have Luthen at all in this episode. Come on, man. What the hell are you doing?
Wow, we're on totally opposite sides of this because I'm loving it. And I think that I've enjoyed even what's her name? Dedra. I've enjoyed her progression because at first she was like a newbie and she was trying to prove her worth and now she's like, "Okay, I'm the fucking man." Or I guess the woman and she's going at it. So now she's ruthless, but it showed that progression. So all in all, I've enjoyed it. Yeah, this guy's a little bit of a creep.
I've stated before, every time I see him on the screen, it's like fucking nails on the chalkboard. Him and his mom. She's like,
The
oh,
mom is a
yeah.
lot.
Oh God, she's like, oh, I clean for you, I cook for you, I iron your uniform. I'm allowed to, go through your shit.
Eh,
Fuck.
he's like, I got a promotion. Oh my god, his
Yeah.
cereal is just he even picked it up and put it back in. I don't know why they keep on showing that. I guess she cooks for him, but it's the same thing. Oh, I hate that woman, the mom.
Oh yeah, she did say she gives him 2 meals a day, right? So
Yeah,
does that mean 2 meals outside of the cereal? Because the cereal isn't something that she has to make.
I think all we've seen is the cereal. That's just like an easy thing for them to show, I guess.
Oh my god. But yeah, look, if you guys are watching, or if you guys are listening, because did you catch that? That's why we use that as a title. Because
Nobody's
unfortunately,
listening.
not many people are listening or watching Andor. And as far as I'm concerned, it might be for good reason. But hey, well, I don't have anything else to say about this one. Do you?
I'm interested to see what happens the next 3 episodes because I'm ready for a prison break and I'm ready to really see the hunt for Luthen. But we will have to see. Hopefully, they can turn your opinion, Felicity, but I doubt it at this point.
Yeah, I doubt it. Cause and the main character sucks too. That's another thing. But he
What?
wasn't that bad. Andor, yeah, he pretty much sucks. Uh,
Wait, why does he suck? He doesn't do much, I
uh,
guess.
no, he's done the most. Actually, he is the reason all this shit is happening. Everything
Mm,
that's happening to Bix, that's because of him. Everything that's happening
yeah.
at the prison is because of him. Not him only, but because you notice, remember when he first got to the prison and people were like, "Oh, do you know about this new ordinance that they're talking about?" It was because of what happened on All Downey. So he's the
Oh, shit,
reason.
true. Yeah, yeah.
Andor is the reason that the galaxy is suffering right now under the boot of the Empire.
But according to
So
Luthen, that's good. So,
yeah, according to Luthen, of course, who we don't get enough of, and likes to be in the background, and who will probably end up getting killed by Saw Gerrera. That's my theory,
ooh.
since we don't see him later. But yeah, the whole intrigue and all of that is like window dressing. I really don't feel like there's much here, but clearly others uh don't agree with that, and that is totally fine. I have no problem with other people like and stuff that I don't.